ॐ शुक्लाम्बरधरं विष्णुं शशिवर्णं चतुर्भुजं प्रसन्नवदनं ध्यायेत् सर्वविघ्नोपशान्तये। ॐ सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। ॐ पार्थाय प्रतिबोधितां भगवता नारायणेन स्वयं व्यासेन ग्रथितां पुराणमुनिना मध्ये महाभारतम् अद्वैतामृतवर्षिणीं भगवतीम् अष्टादशाध्यायिनीम् अम्ब त्वामनुसन्दधामि भगवद्गीते भवद्वेषिणीम्। यं ब्रह्मा वरुणेन्द्ररुद्रमरुतः स्तुन्वन्ति दिव्यैस्तवैः वेदैः साङ्गपदः क्रमोपनिषदैः गायन्ति यं सामगाः। ध्यानावस्थिततद्गतेन मनसा पश्यन्ति यं योगिनः यस्यान्तं न विदुःसुरासुरगणाः देवाय तस्मै नमः।
Read verse 12.
ज्ञेयं यत्तत् प्रवक्ष्यामि यज्ञात्वामृतमश्नुते अनादिमत्परं ब्रह्म न सत्तन्नासदुच्यते।
The objection is an entity can be the object of is or is not. But Bhagavan has defined or described Neyam Brahma is na sat, na asat. It is something that is not, na asat. It is not a thing that it is not. Double negative are there. You say, how is it possible? You say pot is not. A pot can be an object of its existence as is or non-existence as is not. Tree is not. Like that, Brahma is not. You are telling na sat. Sat means that is existent. It is not an existent entity. Asat means non-existent. It is not a non-existent entity. It means what? It exists. How is it? You are denied already. For that it was told to him, say, look, this is to point out Brahman is an not only existing entity, it is the ever-existing entity, but it is not available for perception or it is not available for objectification by the mind buddhi. You have not thought properly that whenever we say something is, we refer to the entity which is perceptibly available, which is available by indriyas, jnanendriyas, or it can be an object of mind buddhi. But Brahman is an existing entity. At the same time, it is Atindriya, trans-senses, not available for sense perception, nor is it available for mind to objectify. And yet it is. So therefore, Shrutis follows the method of negating the Visheshas, the features of an existing entity in the world. Naiti, naiti, naiti. Or Astula, Ananu, etc. Not gross, not subtle, all these Visheshas. So by na sat, at the same time na asat, what Bhagavan points out is Brahma is something nirvishesha. To this, Purapakshi is still object. No, sir. You are contradicting. See that na sat, asat is viruddha. It is not existent. At the same time, it is not non-existent. What is not existent has to be non-existent. What is not non-existent has to be existent. How do you say this? That is such a contradictory statement. Look, as I told you, this is the way it can be described, and Shrutis adopt this method. I told you neti neti astu no. If still is there, I will share this. Kena Upanishad. Anya deva tat viditat atho aviditat. It is something distinct from known, at the same time something distinct from unknown. From your yardstick of perception or knowing a thing, and the thing that is not known has to be unknown. Is it not? That's what you are arguing. But Shruti has said that which is not known, at the same time it is not unknown. It is not from the known jagat, nor the unmanifest cause of jagat before creation, Maya, Prakriti, distinct from that. Such usages are there in the Shrutis. This also is objection. No, Shruti at times does speak of contradictory things. And he gave an example. So having recommended a yaga as the means to go to heaven, and how the Yatnashala, that means the altar has to be, etc., to be erected, having told that, at the Pravarga Kala, when the Pravarga is there, at that time, says certain ventilators or windows have to be made, erected in the Yatnashala, so that the smoke goes. To praise this vidhi, that such, that is what is called that ventilators have to be made. A statement is made. Who knows? Who among us knows whether that Swarga is there or not? But this result is thorough, is pakka. Means if you erect these windows, smoke goes out, is what can be verified. Who knows that? This is what Purapaksha catches. Okay? Swarga is there. This yaga is the means. This is how Yajnashala has been pointed at. At the same time, what? Who knows whether it is there or not? Means it is not there also possible. Shruti also speaks of contradiction. To which he was told, thoda sa mimausa jaan lo. Have little study of Purva Mimamsa. How exactly to ascertain the meaning of Vedic statements. They cannot be taken all the time at their face value. What you are pointing out is a statement of Shruti called as Arthavada. Arthavada can be a praise or a censure to drive home a point told in the Vidhi. This should be done. In that, some praise is there, or if something is not done, censure is there. So such thing, such statement don't have the meaning either swartha. Swartha means direct meaning. They don't mean what they convey directly. So therefore, who knows? Swarga is there or not? Doesn't mean Swarga is not there. It was only to praise the other Vidhi at the time of Pravarga Kala. So that's it. And one more thing. You told that Anyadeva Viditat Atho Aviditat Adi, Brahman is distinct from known and unknown. It's a contradictory statement you said. No, it doesn't say that Brahma is not. It is a statement to reveal what exactly Brahman is. How do you say so? See the context. What is the context? A disciple goes to a guru and asks, Kene shitam patati preshtam manaha, kena prana pradama praiti yuktaha, kene shitam vacham imam vedanti, etc. In short, willed by whom, directed by whom, sense organs, organs of action, pranas, speech, etc., engage themselves in their function, respective function. Means question is about an knowledge of an existing entity. You have to agree. You can't deny that. Then answer is what? Shrotrasa Shrotram Manaso Manoyat Vacho Vacham, etc. means eye of the eye, ear of the ear, like the prana of the prana, means the entity that enables sense organs, organs of action, mana buddhi, antakarana, pranas to function. At least we have to agree that it is pointing out an existing entity. Then, because that entity is atindriya, which cannot be pointed out as this, as a perceptible entity, the teacher throws his arms up. It is something, means existent, distinct from the known, unknown. We don't know how to teach you. Again, we don't know how to teach, means we don't know. We don't know how to make you know as this. It is not possible. So therefore, Anyadeva Viditat Atho Aviditadi, this statement positively points out that Brahman is an existing entity, at the same time distinct from known and unknown. It is not a contradictory statement. Now you objected. Shruti also is what? Speaks of, that is there, in that it says, we have come up to this. Na vidita viditabhyam anyatva shrutehe avashya vidneyartha pratipadana paratva. Vidita, distinct from vidita and avidita, is what that you quoted. I quoted and you said it virudhartha. No, it is certainly pointing out to an existing entity. Your objection of we don't know whether heaven exists or not, you are not analyzed properly because it's arthavada. Now that Purapaksha's argument of pointing out to a statement, Pohitadveda yadi amushmin loke asti va na va iti. This is what you have quoted to point out that Shruti speaks of contradicting is not correct because it is the meaning is like this. Read Yadya Amushmin Ityaditu.
यद्यमुष्मिन् इत्यादि तु विधिशेषः अर्थवादः.
The statement quoted by who? Purapaksha. Earlier. Kohi tadveda idya amushmin loke astiva nava. Who among us know that in the other world heaven is there or not? You say ityadi refers to the statement of the Purapaksha, which is given as an objection. Ityadi tu vidhisheshaha. Vidhehe shesha. Shesha means anga. It's a part of vidhi having the what? Significance as what? Arthavada. It's called Arthavada. It's something, not an independent statement. It is as an auxiliary, as an anga, a portion of some vidhi statement. And here vidhi statement was what? That at Pravarga Kala, one has to make those windows or ventilators, etc. That's the vidhi. And just to praise that, this is the Arthavada, a praise as such. Arthavada. The Vidishesha means what? Anga. Arthavada Vidishesha and says Vidisheshasya, the rule is that. What is that? Vidisheshasya Swarte Atatparyatva. The rule in the Mimamsa. Vidisheshasya means of any Arthavada statement is that Swarte in their direct meaning Atatparyatva. Na tatparya. Its direct meaning is not intended by Shruti. So it should not take taken literally so. Oh, there is no heaven, etc. Who will doubt? No doubt about that. It is something different from that. Arthavada. So there has been the case that this, it is not a, Shruti never speaks of contradictory things. If you find like such statement as you quoted, better investigate. It is related to some vidhi as its anga, vidishesha, means either arthavada, whether censure or praise. So therefore, what you objected is not correct, sir. Continue.
उपपत्तेः च सदसदादिशब्दैः ब्रह्म न उच्यते इति.
Upapattehe cha. It is given to reasoning. What is that reasoning? Either sadadi shabdaihi or sadasada. What is that? What is that in your thing?
सदसदादिशब्दैः सत् असदादिशब्द.
Sad asad adi shabda. Okay. So that is sat for an existent entity, asat for a non-existent entity. I don't know what he means adi there. Here it is sadadi shabda is there. Here sat adi stands for asat. So that is, or any such statement. Many Shruti statements can be many varieties. Sadadi. Also you can say adi for what? Astula, ananu, etc. Neti or such things. Sadad, sat, asat, adi shabda. Sat means as an existing entity. Brahma is not an existing entity. Asat. Brahma is not an non-existing entity. What does it mean? Double negation means existing only. And then you have already negated, not an existing. That is negation for existence of an perceptible entity. It only means Brahma does exist, and yet it is not perceptibly available. That's all. We told you in the Nirvishesha, that's why it is so. Brahma na uchyate iti. Therefore, what? It is not an object of is or is not. After that, Brahma na uchyate iti. You can add a phrase there. Nishedhena eva tasya upadeshaha iti sheshaha. Adhyara. What is it? It is quite given to reasoning that Brahma is not described by the words either Sat or Asat, etc. Because Nishedhena eva, by negation only, Tasya means Brahmana, Upadesha, teaching, advisement, teaching. Iti Shesha. This should mean Brahman is always described, defined in terms of negation. Negation of all that is falsely attributed to it. Why don't you describe directly Brahman is like this, etc.? Look, to describe Brahman like this, you have to make use of what? Words. Words. But you should know for certain, words have their own limitations. They can function only in a limited field. And Brahma doesn't fit in that category. So therefore, words totally fail to describe what Brahman is. And yet Brahma does exist. And we have to communicate. Communication is not possible without words. So that is why Shruti has to do acrobatics of using the words which are incapable of describing what Brahman is. So these are the different methods of unfolding, revealing, making you know what Brahman is, even though words cannot do that job. Level says, Nishedhena eva tasya brahmana upadesha. It should be added there. Now, why so? As we have seen just now, it is because of the limitations of the words. What is that limitation of the word, which is incapable, because of which the words are incapable of describing what Brahman is? So therefore, say that reason is being given. Read Sarvo hi.
सर्वो हि शब्दः अर्थप्रकाशनाय प्रयुक्तः श्रूयमाणः च श्रोतृभिः जाति क्रिया गुणसम्बन्धद्वारेण संकेतग्रहण सव्यपेक्षः अर्थं प्रत्याययति.
Sarva Shabda. All words in any language or in any dialect all over the world, including the heaven, maybe Girvana Bhasha or something, can operate, can function, can describe only a thing which fits in this category. What is that category? Let us. Sarvaha hi shabdaha. Why do you use the words artha prakashanaya prayukta? Prayuktaha, employed, used. For what? Artha prakashanaya. To prakashana, to reveal its meaning. The word is used to reveal its meaning. Therefore, artha prakashanaya prayuktaha. And then what happens? A person utters. The listeners, oh, this is what the meaning is, understand. Shruyamanasya shrotrabhi. Vakta, vaktru spells out. Spells out means utters the word. The listener is supposed to know its meaning. But these two processes, two functions are possible provided what is described by the word has got 4 features, to which in Mandukya Karika Bhasya, 5th one is added. Actually, the 5th is dependent on the 4 only. What are those? Says, Shrotrabhi, Shruyamanasya. When listened to by the listener, this process of describing and understanding the meaning after listening is dependent on or is interdependent on what are those? Jati, Guna, Kriya, Sambandha Dwarena. Through the means of Jati, species, Guna, features, adjectives, Kriya, action, Sambandha, relation, to which 5th is Rudhi. Rudhi means something which is customary. Like this. What is that? Ditham. Ditham means it's not a particular type of thing. It is to say, there is a huge wooden elephant, Ditham, or scarecrow. You've seen scarecrow? You have to go to villages. In the fields, a caricature of, see, grass for which a shirt, etc., and a mud pot inverted, and like a eyes and ears and mouth, etc., which scares the birds and the crows. Otherwise, they perch and destroy the crop. So these are scarecrows. They see that, they get frightened. Oh, something is there here. I had seen in Coimbatore ashram, there are lots of crows. And morning and evening. Morning especially your meditation time. Say 5:30, 6:15, up to that, until they fly off. Coconut trees and they crow like anything. In fact, we had this experience in 1990s. We had gone to, our camp was there in Gujarat, Shukleshwar Mahadev, a remote village where not a single vehicle enters. Pin drop silence. Whole day where we were stationed in a temple premises, only one sound used to be heard. That also is what? Cutting of the wood at a nearby crematorium. Otherwise, no. Data. But in that compound, one huge tree was there, other little small, big but not that big. On that huge tree, such a varieties of birds used to perch whole night. By the dawn and dusk, that is the noise that comes of the chirruping, the thing will make you crazy. And once they go, shanti, shanti, shanti. Night they perch, they sleep. There's no one except some little disturbance here and there. Otherwise, no. Other bird, a specific variety of white birds. Because the river was flowing nearby. Not big one, a small river. These two perch. And these. So these are the. So now in the field, something like this, the scarecrow, etc., is made. It's called ditham. It is not actually the word meaning of the word. Something coined by Rudy custom. But whatever such things which are that is what taken as what is that Rudy, they are based on perception. A wooden elephant is seen, and therefore this is what is called ditham. A scarecrow is seen. Oh, this is what is called ditham. Like that. Many such words are there. Rudy. Convention. Conventionally, this is accepted ditham, that's all. But it is based on what? Perception. Brahma is imperceptible. It's not possible. Now he points out, Jati Guna Kriya Sambandha are not possible in Brahma one by one. He is going to point out. So there was a Shrotrabi, Jati Guna Kriya Sambandha Dvarena Sanketa Grahane. That is what Sanketa means indication. Grahane, in grasping. Through means the words are used to convey their meaning indicated by them through or by whom? Jati, Guna, Kriya, Sambandha. And thus the grahana, the meaning of the word can be grasped. And therefore what happens? So the words convey how that grahane, shabdaha, savyapekshaha. That you take. A shabda is savyapeksha. Vyapeksha means interdependence. Vyapeksha means what? Savyapeksha means it is interdependent. It is with interdependence means it is interdependent. It's like this. A word is possible where jati, guna, kriya, sambandha are. An uttered word can convey the meaning where there is jati, guna, kriya, sambandha. Wherever jati, guna, kriya, sambandha are not there, that entity doesn't fit in the capacities of the word to reveal their meaning. Brahma is so. So that is Shabdaha Savyapekshaha. Interdependent. What for? Artha Prakashanaya. Real its meaning. When used to utter to make the listener understand the meaning. And how it is functioning, it is possible, Artha Prakashanal, Jati Guna Kriya Sambandha through this. So therefore, Savya Shabdaha Artham Pratyayayati. The Savyapeksha Shabda Artham Pratyayati. Artham Pratyayati means what? Makes one know the meaning of the word through Jati Guna Kriya Sambandha. Na Anyatha. Not otherwise. Without Jati Guna Kriya Sambandha. Words cannot communicate their meaning. How do you say so? Adrishtatva. Such a case is not seen at all. Such a case is not seen. Come on, you point out. An entity which has no jati guna kriya sambandha, and yet the words can give the meaning, direct meaning. You can't. Impossible. Adrishtatva. Now this is now being elaborated. How words can communicate their meaning only if jati, guna, kriya, sambandha are all available or any one of them available. For which illustration is like this. Continue.
न अन्यथा अदृष्टत्वात्
We have seen that. Continue.
अद्यथा गौः अश्व इति वा जातितः पचति पठति इति वा क्रियातः शुक्लः कृष्ण इति वा गुणतः धनी गोमान् इति वा सम्बन्धतः.
So everywhere jatitaha, kriyataha, gunataha, sambandhataha. There you had what? Shabdaha or shabdaha. Shabdaha is there. You have to take a pratyayati or nirdishati. If you take shabdaha, plural, pratyayanti, nirdishanti, they make you know their meaning or they indicate their meaning through these factors. How? Tadyatha. For instance, it is like this, just as Gauhu. The word is what? Gauhu. Cow. Ashvaha. Horse. Idiva. Such word. Jatitaha pratyayanti. They reveal their meaning to the species. Cow is a species. So the question comes, how to define cow? Simple, sir, is it not? Cow is an animal which has got 4 legs. Yes or no? Statement is true, but it not only points out the cow, but all animals who have got 4 cows, they are not cows. All animals which have got 4 legs. All animals which have got 4 legs are not cows. In Tarkika language, it's called Ativyapti. Ativyapti means your definition goes beyond what it has to define. It applies to all those which are not cows. Then, how will you say? Sometimes the definition is incomplete. Avyapti. It doesn't cover the entity to be described totally. So when you are defining, we have to use a word which is unique to that species. So cow, this is sasnama. Sasna means, here one that below the mouth, diaphragm like fleshy diaphragm is there for the cow. That's sasna. Like that. Something unique feature has been there, which is not for other animals who have got 4 legs. So like that. Anyway. So that's what jatitaha means in terms of species. Cow, elephant, trees, car, particular variety, category. Jatitaha. The words can certainly describe. Then kriyataha, based on kriya, action, like pachati. Pachati means cooks. Pathati means reads. The cook, one who cooks, means kriya. One who drives, like that. Then gunas, features. Shuklaha, white. Krishnaha, dark. Itiva gunataha shabdaha pratyayanti. By guna, attribute, the word describe that, they give their meaning. Or sambandha, dhani, rich person who has got lot of wealth. Goman, one who has got lot of cows. It is sambandha. The son, the father, brother, husband, wife, relation. Iti. This is the capacity of the word to convey its meaning. And this is inapplicable to Brahma because in Brahma, jati, guna, kriya, sambandha are not there. Continue.
न तो ब्रह्म जातिमत् अतः न सदादि शब्दवाच्यम् न अपि गुणवद् येन गुणशब्देन उच्येत निर्गुणत्वात् न अपि क्रियाशब्दवाच्यम् निष्क्रियत्वात्.
Two. Vyathyasa, difference, distinction. Whereas, what you say, whereas Brahma jatimatna. Brahma doesn't fit in a category called jati species. You know what will happen? See, for jati, there has to be many members with a common feature. See, many cows are there, different colors, different types of horns, fat, lean, etc. But one feature is common, that human beings. How many varieties of people are there with the name, form, and shape, etc.? Then one thing is to be common. Come on, tell me, what is the common factor which makes a man as a man? What? Eyes, nose, etc. Everyone, many of you. Buddhi. Buddhi, the capacity to gain knowledge. Jnanena hinaha pashubhis samana. If there is no gray matter here, bekar. Looks like, figure is like a human being, but no better than the animal. Figure doesn't define human being, of course. Word is so. But in Vedanta, no. Therefore, it says, Brahma jati matna. See, Brahma is Chaitanya. Therefore, varieties of Chaitanya are there? No. See, varieties of Chaitanya. This is blue Chaitanya. This is yellow Chaitanya. This is Brahma Chaitanya. This is Atma Chaitanya. This is sky Chaitanya. Dark Chaitanya. So Chaitanya jati. No, it is not so. Ataha, therefore, Brahma jati matna. Therefore, sadadi shabda vachyam na. It cannot be the vachya, the meaning revealed by the words such as sat, asat, etc. Napi gunavat. It is not something which has got gunas, features, attributes. The yellow one, blue one, green one, tall one, short one, fat one, lean one. These gunas are not in Brahma because they belong to Upadhi. Brahma is Nirupadhika. Yena gunashabdena ucheta. Brahman can be defined or described by guna. Why? It cannot be why? It cannot be so because nirgunatva. Brahma is nirguna. It is free from gunas. Then what about action? Continue.
Nishkala
Read it.
निर्गुणत्वात् न अपि क्रियाशब्दवाच्यं निष्क्रियत्वात् निष्कलं निष्क्रियं शान्तम् इति श्रुतेः.
Napi kriya shabda vachyam. Brahma is not the meaning of any kriya. Why? In Brahma, actions, kriyas are not possible. Nishkriyatva. It is free from kriya. You may say, from where have you brought this? Are you telling something that is conducive to you? No, sir. Shvetashara Upanishad 6. Nishkalam, Niskriyam, Shantam. 6th chapter, 19th mantra. Nishkalam, partless. Nishkriyam, actionless. Shantam, free from all vikshepas. Irshrutehe. So kriya also cannot describe. Now left out is what? Sambandha. Continue.
न च सम्बन्धी एकत्वात् अद्वयत्वात् अविषयत्वात् आत्मत्वाच्च न केनचित् शब्देन उच्यते इति युक्तम् यतो वाचो निवर्तन्ते इत्यादि श्रुतिभ्यः च.
Nacha sambandhi. Not your local sambandhi, okay? Relatives, etc. Especially in-laws. No, not that. That also is there. But all sambandha, the connection. Nacha sambandhi is not something connected to anyone. Why? Ekatva. That alone is there. Why alone is there? Advayatva. Nothing. Second one is not there. Avishayatva. Not an object of anything, anyone. Because Atmatvacha. It is verily the I, which is always self-evident. Swaprakasha is always Swaprakasha, Atma. So therefore, it is yuktam, quite appropriate, that kenachit shabdena na uchyate. Brahma cannot be described by any words whatsoever. To which Shruti is quoted from Taittiriya Upanishad. Yato vacho nivartante aprapya manasa saha. words which embark upon the task of describing Brahma bounce back without being able to describe it. Along with the mind, mind also cannot objectify Brahman as this. No doubt, Brahman can be known through mind only, but what type of mind it is? The mind that has assumed the nature of Brahman. Not the mind preoccupied the Bahya Vishayas. Because it is not Vishaya, it is Nirupadhika. That iti Shrutibhya. So therefore, Bhagavan has quite appropriately said, it is not Sat, it is not an entity among entire creation. At the same time, it is not an something non-existent, it certainly exists, though imperceptible. This being the case, the known methods of describing, defining a thing through the means of the word is not available as far as Brahma is concerned. Shruti has to use such manipulated words or statements or phrases or some way or other to make you discover what it can be or what it is, and you will be able to know it, provided you have tuned your mind as recommended by Shruti. If that frame of mind is not there, you will not be able to be aware of Atma Brahma in its true nature. You can pick up some information. You can have some idea about it. Oh, it is like this. But you cannot have Atma Anubhava, Brahma Anubhava. Otherwise, existence of Atma is experienced by everyone. Whatever that we refer to I, irrespective of varieties, is Atma only. But those varieties are not the features of Atma. All you have to do is what? Undress now. Undress. Naiti, 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 naiti. And when you come to a limit beyond which you cannot negate, that is Atma. This is what Mandukya 7th mantra does. Nanta Pradnya, etc., Vishwa and Virat negated. Nanta Pradnya, Taijasa and Hiranyagarbha negated. Nabhaish Pradnyam, Vishwa Virat negated. Again, that is what Pradnya and Avyakta Ishvara negated. What remains? Chaitanya, which is in and through Vishwa Taijasa Pradnya, and independent of that, you can't negate. That is Atma Brahma. So Neti Neti, 24/7, we do experience in sleep. Afterwards we know that I am, but it is shrouded by waking state experiences, dream state experiences, and deep sleep state experiences. As a result, we are left high and dry, deprived of our Paramananda Swarupa, always engrossed in sorrows of samsara. All along being ourselves, Paramananda Swarupa. take a clean bath in which waking state experience are washed off. Dream state experience are washed off. Deep sleep state experience is washed off. What remains is Chaitanya Nirupadika, which cannot be washed off. It is your Swarupa. Or dismiss all the reporters. I'm using this word reporter. I don't know whether anybody else has it. And you should know now. What is the reporter? Who are they? Who are the journalists? Antakarana vrittis. Because without Antakarana vrittis, you cannot have any experience, specific experience. Dismiss them. What remains? Chaitanya, your Swarup. So that's why Nirvikalpa Buddhi, Nirvikalpa Antakarana is necessary. So therefore, this is the method adopted by Upanishads. So does Bhagavan Krishna follows that method because there is no other method at all. So with all this, what is justified? What is justified? That Bhagavan's description of Neyam Brahma as na sat, na asat holds good. Actually, one can say, how do you say? How can Bhagavan be wrong? He should be right. It's Shraddha. But if a person has got that doubt, this is what it is. Prove. Therefore, it cannot be wrong at all. Now the problem is that this person has listened to all these things. And yet, what is that? That which cannot be the object of isness, how it can ever exist? Means all that is discussed so far went fat. So like that, no, somebody was Ram Katha was big. After listening the other thing, somebody came and asked, is Rama the demon or Ravana the demon? The Kathakara said, Ayyo, he said, neither Rama is demon nor I am demon, because idiot like you are sitting here. Or somebody said, no. After Ramayana, he asked Kathakara, how Sita is related to Rama? This person is listening Ramayana all along and asking how Sita is related to Rama. Like that, he is told, Brahma cannot be defined otherwise. It has to be. And yet, he has gone down. That which is not, how it can be? Now, such a person have to be convinced that Brahman does exist. So the style is changed. Bhagavan comes a little lower level to cater to such people. But he wants to cater to everyone. Because everyone should get this knowledge. So let us see how Bhagavan is handling.
Om. Swasti prajabhyah paripalayantam न्याय्येन मार्गेण महीमहीषाः गोब्राह्मणेभ्यः शुभमस्तु नित्यम् लोकाः समस्ताः सुखिनो भवन्तु काले वर्षतु पर्जन्यः पृथिवी सस्यशालिनी देशोऽयं क्षोभरहितः ब्राह्मणाः सन्तु निर्भयाः ॐ सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनः सर्वे सन्तु निरामयाः सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु मा कश्चित् दुःखभाग् भवेत् असतो मा सद्गमय तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमय मृत्योर्मा अमृतङ्गमय ॐ पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः हरिः ॐ श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः हरिः ॐ